Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. I am part of the Future Readiness team with Round Rock ISD. And today we are going to talk about college and career basics and see what we can do to kind of help you through this. So your question probably first of all is, what does it all mean? I'm sure you hear about college and you hear about careers and you probably hear from it from your parents, maybe brothers and sisters and teachers, but it can get really confusing. So hopefully after a few minutes of today, we might be able to help you get through it to make it all make sense. So first of all, will every one of you pursue higher education? Well, not necessarily. However, it is our responsibility as educators to prepare you for your future, really no matter what it is you decide to do. So you may ask yourself, what should I begin doing now to prepare for my future? Well, the first and the easiest thing that you can do is just take a skills or an interest inventory, and some of you may have already done this. I'm not sure if you recognize how important that is, because as you're looking towards your future, you really want to be using things that are looking at things that are really important to you. So while you're doing it, or if you go back and review it, ask yourself, based on your results, could it actually be a possible career? And then, what type of education will I need and how much is it going to cost? Cost is a huge factor when you're looking at your education because it can get extremely expensive, which is why you really want to have a good idea of what it is you want to do. The other important thing is the career in demand. I'm going to tell you right now, a psychology degree is something that is a lot of students really go after, but the demand for it is low. So it's extremely important that you look at whether or not it really is something you could actually find a job in. And then, can I make a livable wage? It's really important that you look at careers where you're actually going to graduate or you're going to finish and you're going to be able to live off that income and have a comfortable life. All right, so let's have a little reality check. So I've been working in education for about 18 years now, and I will tell you that there are many, many people that think that they are going to become professional athletes. And there's other things out there, but that seems to be the one that I hear the most. Well, I am here to tell you that it is very difficult to actually make a career and a long-term career in the area of professional athlete. So really think about, is my choice realistic? Or is it something that you are passionate about that you may be able to just enjoy as a hobby the rest of your life? It's important that you, as you move on in your life, that you actually have hobbies as well. So really think about the reality. Is it something I can truly make money off of and I can really be successful at? So what is important in high school to help you in your career? Well, few things. First of all, you're going to be picking your academy plan soon. So make sure that you pick one that you're interested in, that you think might be something that you can plan for the future. So pick what's right for you. Make sure you pass your classes. That I cannot stress enough. Are you going to like every class that you take? No. We all know that's the reality. However, it doesn't mean it's not important and that you have to do well in it. Make sure you stay organized. Being organized in high school is probably one of the main things that's going to help you be successful. So if you're not organized now, you need to find a way to become that way. And then challenge yourself. Take a pre-AP class in ninth grade if you aren't already taking an honors course or something challenging right now. It's extremely important that you start looking at that in the early years of your high school. So the important thing you need to recognize is that high school is based on credits. So what does that mean? That means if you don't pass a class, you get to do it all over again. And I have seen many students in ninth grade kind of blow off their ninth grade year, and it takes them the next 3 years to catch up. So that's where the organization and the doing your homework is extremely important. So you're moving into your ninth grade next year. Please ensure that you don't blow off that year. So then let's look at what the differences is when it comes to different careers or different ways that you can get a career. We've got four-year universities such as UT, UTSA, or Texas State. We've got technical and vocational schools. You've probably heard of TSTC or maybe the Art Institute. You've got community college, which are things like ACC or Blinn Junior College. And then, of course, we've got our military. So in looking at all those, one of them is probably striking you as more interesting than the rest. So I say kind of trust your gut when it comes to that and kind of start looking towards that future and see what it means. So we wanted to make sure you understood why people choose certain things. So the differences between several of them is first the technical and vocational schools. Why do people choose them? Well, first of all, it's only 2 years or less and you get certified in a specific field. It costs much less than going to a four-year college, and there are great certifications that can lead to a great income and career. A great example of this is Texas State Technical College. And as you can see on the right, there are quite a few different jobs that can lead to very successful careers. Then we've got community college. So community college is a 2-year college. Basically, you get an associate's degree. So an associate's degree is equal to approximately 2 years. It typically offers the technical or vocational certifications, and it's much less expensive per hour than four-year universities. And that's why you hear of many people starting somewhere like ACC and then moving on to a bigger four-year university. And again, on the right, you see different types of jobs and careers that you may have. And then the military, well, they choose it because people want to serve our country. You're going to hear something about the ASVAB in high school, and you may have now. And anyone can take the ASVAB. It is a great test because it's not only for people wanting to go into the armed services, it's a test that can actually kind of tell you, not just in the military, but in life in general, where your skills are and the type of career you may want to look at. You also get to learn a skill or a trade while you serve. Sometimes they'll pay for your college. You may get to see the world. And what's really cool, and I know you're really not thinking about this right at this moment in your life, but many people retire after 20 years in the military and then they've got a second career. So you join the military at 18, you can retire in 20 years and then still have another career, but also be making retirement, getting that retirement income. So it's a fantastic opportunity for many people. And then, of course, you've got your four-year universities. So people choose four-year universities because they want to learn more about their career. So it's very important that you, before you decide to go to a four-year university, really have a good idea of what your path is going to look like. It's really for students who want to specialize in a certain field. And many jobs require a bachelor's degree. So we also ask ourselves, because you may know someone who didn't graduate. And why do people not graduate? Well, first of all, it's extremely expensive. Tuition is just one simple piece of it. Unless you live at home, you also have to think about how much it costs to live other places, for your food, for every other aspect of your life while you're going to school. And one of the other biggest issues is people don't choose a major and stick with it. I'm a perfect example of that. I changed my major 3 times before I ended up finding what it is I wanted to do. So very important that you try to start with what it is you really feel like you want to do. And you think about it, every time you change your major, that costs money because you're taking credits that aren't specific to your major any longer. And then the other is they just don't spend the time required to do well in classes. So it may seem early, but just think about it. If you start thinking about and planning for your career now, you're really going to understand and really recognize what your future could look like. So please be sure that you're taking your time and you think things through and you start planning now so that you have the great future that you deserve. Thank you and hope you have a wonderful end to your 8th grade year. Now a few questions that you can spend some time in your advisory discussing.